Ko e ka wena o ke au I ka lani Keve ke I ka pōki ni puta E elele o ka poni poni hina Ka o ke kai awana au I ka ala a papa La ia nei una o ke kukulu o ka la hila O ka e uri ato nei ka ulu e ai ai Ua au O mai la ko mala mala mai ka honua nei ka maui ola Ua au Hawaii ke olino nei Mai ka hina ka velo na kala Ka hiko ia I ka ike panomano Ka ike koni mai o kikilo mai O ka uno ia o ka pulama A ka ama kai pu o ka ike ai ai Ua au Mahalo e na wangine Mahalo no ko na pakakia au kia Ala hele paakiki loa Aka kono mako e holo mua ai Kono mako e holo ake ia ala hele Ali no mako Aka no momo e hiki mai ana E na akua na kukuna Na au makua E ala kaia mako pakahi akau E koho ina mea kukono ai E holo ia ala hele Ala ka ia mako, me ka haa, me ka haa heo, a me ka kono. Ke ike kūkono no ko mako, ka koe e olo ana, ola ana. E mau au wai ka ko, ke la ike. Ka he te ke la ike, a ko te mako pakahi akau. And that ike is flowing to all of us, through all of our 12 hours of experience and time and togetherness. If we are the conduit, we are that outline of ike. And it will flow for us. No matter how rough the terrain, no matter how much obstacles and hills that our life gotta climb, the water will still flow. Because we are that walls of that outline. We are that haya that hold that iki. And it flows through us. E iho ano luna e pi ano lalo e huli ana mo kue kuana kapaya. E iho ano luna e pi ano lalo e huli ana na mo kue kuana kapaya. E iho ano luna e pi ano lalo e huli ana na mo kue kuana kapaya.
inside of this building. You know, we've watched Keiki grow up here. You know, through all of it, it seems like it has so kind, but really it's been our time together. It's been our time together to build into the future. And that is so important. So mahalo kua, who did the groundwork, the silent groundwork for a lot of this. All of you folks who came from so far.
Work's not done. Still living.
For sparking this, I don't know how everything's done here. If I didn't have you to call sometimes, you know. Tara, task force, Mama, yeah. You were the co-chair, and you were a rock, and you put so much into that, and I'm so sad still to this day that they never actually even included the important portions, including data, which supports the work that we do, and all the other things that they asked for that we did on our own dime for years. Thank you to every single one of you that was a part of that. But Tara, I gotta say, especially in those days, she was the one. She was writing everything. She was sending everything. We never sleep. She got sick. Yeah? I'm so glad you're here studying with us today. In your wellness. In your new... Yes, your new life. And I'm so grateful for all the other hands and hearts that came to help along the way. All of you. So if everybody has their piece, we all just kind of got in the circle, but if you have your lei la'i, too, that's a big part of it. Yeah, so if you keep it open, if you make your own piece, we're not going to close it, we're gonna join them together. So everybody had hopefully a chance to join in. If you didn't make your own piece itself, at least we pass them around, so get everybody's mana inside. One prayer, one breath, one heart.
So I just want to take this moment to honor Christy and thank you so much for being our, really in a lot of ways, a leader for this work that we've been doing. You are so smart and so diplomatic, and I've watched you meet the challenges that so many of us struggle to try to meet, and you're the one who's able to do that. I just admire you so much, and I'm so grateful that we were able to see you so much. Little but so fine. We're one body. All of our body work because you're the head. midwives, birth keepers, and just giving the wisdom and the strength to empower the beautiful women to be able to grow, push, and give life, to pass on to the next generation. This is all grace, and we thank you for that. We thank you that you have brought us together, that you have woven all of our lives together in this place, the capital. This has brought us together as a Ohana and as a sisterhood and as those who hold the space for the children that come after us. Not all of us will benefit from this fight, but this is for the keiki. And I thank you that you hold all things together with your hand. And that you give us so much good. You've given us this place to see and to know you, to know that you are good. So thank you again. Thank you that it doesn't end here and that our spirits do go on past this and that we have eternity to continue on. Amen.
Amen. Kumomo.
Maila, hey, Maila. na ala o na we ke kai. No na we ka ala no punai ka vaine no kalua oi ila we ai. Kele mai lao ka ulai ke kai ea o ka malama o ni au wamali e wamali e wama e kai maila e waila nala o na we ke kai no na we kala no na e kuine no kalua oi sila we Mahalo e na ua, mahalo e na kunala ea, mahalo me ke alohala, mahalo me ke alohala, mahalo. Background tour.
Robert? Already kind of spoke to each other and figured we'll have the links.
I know.
This is my first time doing this at any time within you, so what can I expect?
Very simple. You want to go over here? Oh, you're fine.
Okay.
It's all stuff that you know, so that we don't, right?
No, thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Let me have you.
On yours? spell your first name.
Okay. Okay, Christy, Kristie, or Duart.
Okay. And your role.
My role with the group was I was the chair of the task force that was created in Act 32, year 2019.
And talk about why we're gathered. What was the message?
Today's really important because it's June 30th, 2023, and in Act 32, there up to today there has been a date, July 1st, and starting tomorrow, many birth practitioners who practice birth services are afraid of persecution and just the vexatious complaints for practicing their traditional practices. It's very unclear if they will be pursued because the law has created a space for them to be present, but they're just unsure what's going to happen.
That's, I guess, scary is the first thing that comes to mind. Is that a fair way to
Very
describe it?
scared for the mothers who are pregnant. I mean, they don't stop being pregnant tomorrow. So very scary for the mothers and also for the traditional birth attendants.
Yeah, I guess it's not just the mothers we're talking about. I did hear a lot of, I saw in the ceremony talking about the mothers, but obviously we're all affected.
Yes, we are.
That sounds like part of the message. That's just as important.
Yes, as you can see, there's a shortage statewide of providers for those who are pregnant, and putting these practitioners in a place where they are afraid if they are going to be pursued or persecuted with criminal charges really doesn't help the situation.
How did we get here? Not just, I mean, obviously there's some unclarity as far as, but you have a sense of, then, who's listening to the ones that are people looking for answers?
What do you mean by who's?
Just like, as far as like, this bill,
Yes.
who you talk to, who has responded to you, who you feel like is on your side in trying to get your message across, or maybe you don't feel like you're getting that at all.
Yeah, it's curious because this past session, the bill passed through to clearly protect traditional practitioners. It passed through all subject materials, flying colors, through the health, through the CPC Consumer Protection Committee, and all of a sudden it was not scheduled with finance, even though it was a non-fiscal bill. And so it is curious to wonder, we see our supporters, but we don't know why it was not scheduled. And so it kind of leaves the future unclear. People are afraid because they understand the law that they can continue to provide birth services, but they're afraid of getting something in the mail that there's an investigation or a criminal charge against them for practicing.
What's next? Understanding that if some of the legislative channels aren't necessarily responding in a timely manner, that's why you're here. Can you get something that the ACLU gets involved?
Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised if there is a potential lawsuit against the state for this not being a constitutionally based law. I wouldn't be surprised if that or if other organizations were to get involved. We do have a letter today from the Center for Reproductive Rights that we could read in regards to their support and involvement with this particular situation.
There are outside groups, not just you guys.
Yes.
You feel like you're not alone.
Yes, thankfully. And to be clear, when the task force was created, we brought forth legislation for the past 3 years, every year. Were we heard each year? No. Were we mistreated every time a bill was brought forth? Yes. Until this past year, we made it through all the subject material and finance refused to schedule it.
My last question then is, what is next as far as, what makes the worry go away? What has to happen?
We need DCCA and RICO to explain that these other providers of birth services will not be persecuted based on an anonymous complaint.
Is there anything else that you feel like?
Yeah, her mother made that. That's her TA. This is great. I really
good.
appreciate
Okay.
your help. And if you need anything clarified, please let me know. This is my first time.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, that's like I said, this is something that you guys would be doing. I want to make sure that that's the full picture.
And Representative Bellotti, she was kind of the big champion this past session.
Okay, can you just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah,
part?
she was
That's kind of what I was getting at.
Representative Bellotti was the chair of the health committee, and she really tried to. She passed the bill forward with amendments to allow a group of birth attendants to continue to be regulated until 2025 to allow for future legislation that could be clear. And so she was the one who really helped us just get it to finance, but could not get it together.
So there's a start. We're just not finished. Is that
Exactly.
okay.
Yeah, and while we're not finished, a lot of women are in harm. You know, they don't have access in these rural communities. They no longer have a safe feeling that they can access these traditional practitioners and birth keepers to provide birth services where they feel safe and in their home.
The legislative agenda has not intersected with life agenda.
Yes, exactly.
Got anything else? Okay. Thank you so much.
We're gonna get some pictures, you guys.
Thank you. Oh, I appreciate it.
Bring Amanda up to the camera.
Thank you.
Nana, would we be able to have he is a rural midwife.
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes,
So
please.
she came from Maui, and
Yeah.
so these two. This is a Maui mom, you know,
Yeah.
who's and a Maui mom and this is these are young Maui birth workers that that are in training.
One thing I didn't emphasize maybe is how this is really a reproductive rights issue on who gets to.
Right.
So did you want me to share that, or someone else can?
Yeah, if you feel like
That's
they
good.
might cover, if we miss something with them, then yeah,
Okay,
that's
great.
a good way to go. Yeah.
Somebody say reproductive rights
Yeah.
issue because she didn't get to cover that
Let
one.
me emphasize how this really is a reproductive rights issue.
Okay, I know. I'm just like, I'm a crybaby right now.
It's okay.
I am one of the people that is in the space of
I saw it.
uncertainty.
Yeah.
And I've been serving my community on Maui for over 20 years.
Come on. What's your name?
My name is Ki'ina Niokalani Kaho'ohanohano.
Can you spell that, please?
K-I-O-K-A-N-A-N-I-O-K-A-L-A-N-I. Ki'ina Niokalani. Kaho'ohanohano, K-A-H-O-Okina-O-H-A-N-O-H-A-N-O.
Good. Okay. Yeah. So just let's very basic. Just start. Why are we here?
We are here today, first and foremost, to just be together in unity with those that felt called to be here in solidarity. We've been in this struggle in my lifetime, going on, 13, 15 years, where we saw the legislature trying to encroach upon our cultural practices. So we had to stand up. We had to start showing up, honestly, by default. Like, I have no interest in being a part of these politics. It's totally consumed my entire life. And my family and everybody affected around me. Because this is our life's work. This is our kuleana. I never would have thought I would be a palikiki or a birth keeper. I never thought I would attend births. What brought me to that work was my practice of lomi lomi, la'au lapa'au, and in helping the families, not just the mommies, but the whole ohana, in their healing, in their preparation to Hānau, reclaiming their traditions, remembering who they are, empowering themselves, and taking back that ea. That's why I'm here. That's why I've been doing what I've been doing all these years. And so when I started first showing up to this place, it was actually for my kupuna and those other elders that, those elders that helped support me. Even one of them was a CPM, a certified professional midwife, which is what the law deems necessary, but she wasn't a MEEC accredited, which is, you have to be a MEEC accredited CPM. You can't just be a CPM in Hawaii. MEEC schools don't exist here. It's a huge barrier. Okay, so even someone who was in practice for 40 years before her passing would not have been covered under this law. That's why I started showing up. I was interested in her. Now, after all these years, she passed on, most of them have. Now we're here to continue to help those that we've helped with all their babies. They are put in a place, we are put in a place where there's a lot of ambiguity, a lot of uncertainty, and misunderstandings like left and right. They tell us we can practice, but they would take our exemption. Kahi has an exemption. The law wouldn't have passed without it. I saw it. I would call NHLC, call the bill, yeah, because it didn't have an exemption. It passed strictly because there is that exemption, but there is still to this day not one Native Hawaiian practitioner that is covered under this exemption, which I'm hoping will change, but currently that's very much a problem. I am turning people left and right. I'm turning families away left and right. I've helped them with all of their babies. They can't choose me for care right now. I am in a place of, one day I'm like, I'm gonna help them. This is my kuleana, this is my right. Yeah, this is their birthright. And then the next day, I don't know what I'm doing because they tell me, oh, but it's criminal and it's this and it's that. And I don't know what to do.
No answers,
a lot of disappointment. I was also on the task force. We have other representatives of the task force that came with the law when it did pass. They didn't acknowledge any of the work that we did. They didn't take any of the solutions that we asked them to implement. We've done everything that they asked us to do along the way, and they have continued to turn their backs. Yamashita literally turned his back. We are constituents. We came from Maui, and Yamashita turned his back over and over and over. We didn't leave because of it. We didn't plan to stay here, but because of the way we was treated, we had to stay here. Yeah? And still yet, no accountability, abuse of power. That's what I'm witnessing in this hale. Not saying everybody, but there's something really wrong. So that's part of why I'm back here particularly. We could have gone Kukani Local, we could have gone different places, but this is the house that is enforcing these laws and regulations and rules and not listening to the people. Every year, we have more testimony than any other bill. Thousands. Okay? The water bill, everybody's down here banging pahu, making drums, everything, but they didn't even have the support that we have every year. Anyways, I'm sorry, I ramble. There's too much to say.
Yeah, I understand.
Can I make a recommendation?
But this is, let me just one more statement. This is a reproductive right. Yeah? We're asking for reproductive justice. And that's what we're doing here. We're standing for reproductive rights and reproductive justice. Yeah? There's signatures by half of the people in here that they're gonna stand by a woman's right to choose. Okay? Why? Just to take life? What about bringing life? We deserve that right to choose. Call my auntie. That's all.
Good.
And we deserve.
Before they close up though, I think it would be good. Alina, could you possibly speak to this one thing, which is that
Tell me, Auntie.
the fact that there are 0 Kanaka Maoli licensed midwives and 0 local born midwives.
Was that what you were talking about though with the you can't get the license?
No, but this, but
So
this,
something
I mean,
separate.
there's nothing, there's none. And so she, as a mother, you know, who's like, they have,
Okay.
you know, because they always talk about Hawaiian health statistics
So
and
we
all of
have
that.
to
So-
continue
Come on
that.
out just real quick, and then spell your first and last name.
Aloha po, Alana Waipuilan Hernandez, Koiloa, Lopuri, Iau Mai Au. My name is Alana Waipuilan Hernandez. I'm from Iau Valley, Maui. How do you spell my
You
name?
can spell it, yes.
ALANORNDLE. That's how I spell my name. Okay.
Thank you. So you were talking about how, I guess, is there some kind of certification or license that is being required? There's something that's falling through the gaps, right?
Yeah, most definitely. So, although I'm here as a mama who experienced birth trauma here in Hawaii, not one of my births, but two of my births, and it basically came down to inadequate choices, uneducation, even within the doctor's office, not being able to show me the different choices that I had, especially as an Aboriginal, as a Kanaka Maoli of this Pai'aina. That doctor's office didn't resonate with my na'au. It wasn't something I felt comfortable with. I felt very foreign, and it ended up in a very unsupported birth that became a birth trauma. With keeping our ike, our knowledge of how to Hānau our keiki alive, this is what's gonna save our people. It will save birth traumas. It'll save our keiki that are coming in. It'll save Ohana itself, you know? So what is the disparity is there's really no Kanaka licensed midwives here in Hawaii, none that I know of. And to get a license, you actually have to go out of state to get that license. And to go out of state, you have to go live someplace for a few years. How is this making sense? Especially in Maui County, I'm going to speak specifically to Maui County. We have 3 islands, 1 hospital, and we don't have an OBGYN just shut down. And then we're going to take away our right to choose pale cake and criminalize them and then make me go underground? How unsafe is that? For me as a mama to be so scared with two failings from the pharmaceutical birth industry, to me personally, so scared to go back there. How is that fair that I can't choose someone who I know holds me entirely with love, who I know is gonna make sure that I am alive and my child is alive at the end of the day, who's gonna know and understand my safety, and not just the safety of me, but the safety of my entire family during that experience. You know, and one thing that we leave out of the scenario is, where's the kane? Where's the kane welcomed in the labor room? What role does he play? Just cutting the umbilical cord? No. So our kane feel real insignificant because they don't know what role they're supposed to play. And that continues to play out to postpartum, to early childhood, everything. Sovereignty starts with birth.
Let me ask you this then to wrap it up, because I don't know if there's an answer. What happens tomorrow, the next day? Where do you go from there?
I go either underground, I hide, or I have to go out of state. Or be forced to choose that same path that failed me and failed my body.
Doesn't sound like a lot of great options.
No, and they're erasing the one that could save us, that could hold us in that safety. How is this entity able to even regulate the sacredness of birth? This is something that we as humans have been conducting from the beginning of time itself. And the Western medical industry is only, 150 years old? So how is their ike, how is their knowledge and their science-based research, how does that oversee or precede ike that has been untouched for thousands of generations? We don't need a palapala for that. That's mo'okuauhau.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking
Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely, appreciate it.
That's nice.
I studied a lot.
Yeah.
I was nervous. I'm so nervous in front of cameras.
Yeah.
We had one of our moms. I know. I don't question that.
Hemu oya.
Hemu.
Hemu na moy ino na moy moya na kuno no na haume. Hemu oya.
Hemu.
Hemu oya.
Hemu.
Hemu na moy ino na moy moya na kuno no na haume. Hemu oya.
Hemu.
Eli. No.
Noah.
Ya no.
Noah Honua.
Or would it be okay to just continue with the
Yeah. I'm live still. I'm live.
Okay, right on. Live. Okay. You guys want to? Well, let's go back up here and then continue. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, I was so okay.
Oh, we have something for you.
Well, let's.
I know, we're going to the stage.
Yes.
I would have really liked to. Oh yeah.
We can go. We can go part 2 later.
Huh?
We can go part 2 later if you like.
Yeah.
When you're ready.
You want we can cut for a little
Yeah,
while,
yeah.
and then you can then we can when we're settled.
Collect.
We can,
I gotta check. Yeah, I gotta check.
okay.